Hey guys, I'm in my new apartment today, so if the setup looks a little bit different, that's because it is. You will be seeing this from the future onwards. Well, maybe not. Maybe you'll see a glimpse of my bedroom as well. Okay. I wanted to talk about something that happened the other night and something that happens quite often. And I don't know, I feel like this might happen to a lot of other people too, and again, I talk about a lot of things that a lot of people don't talk about. I talk about the things that people keep hidden, keep hush, just don't talk about, keep hidden behind closed doors. That's all I talk about. All I talk about is the things that people don't talk about. And all I ask is the questions that no one asked, you know what I mean? And I will continue to do so. Sorry, I can't stop spinning on this chair. But I do this thing quite often because I am very self-reflective. I will self-reflect on everything I've said, every behavior every behavior that I have, I guess you could say that, every conversation that I have, every way that I act, I'm just very self-reflective, because I like to be the best version of myself, and I like to always be doing better and reflecting on, especially if I'm not being so nice sometimes, or, I've carried out a toxic behavior or a behavior that I'm trying to leave behind and not continue, etc., etc. You know what I mean? I will always reflect on it and think about, okay, how can I get closer to the best version of myself? What can I do to do that? What can I, very self-reflected, very just trying to be better, do better all the time. Just trying to grow, evolve, get closer to my higher self, ultimately. So one thing that I do mainly at night and in the evening, I'm very connected to myself and to source and to the universe at night especially. I am a red witch, which is my cycle connects with the moon. I'm always on, sorry, TMI for you guys, I'm always on a full moon as well. Very connected to the moon, obsessed with the moon, and I'm a night person too. I prefer to be awake in the night. I'm not nocturnal. Is that the word? Nocturnal? I think so. We should know that, right? Talking about it. At night, usually, I'm very connected. And that's when I usually will sit there and I will journal and I will open myself up to the shadow side, to the underworld, to the things that I usually keep hidden, or the things that I usually like to avoid about myself or not think of about myself, such as, like negative emotions or feelings that I just don't like feeling or don't want to feel, so I don't want to sit there and think about it and put myself through that, you know what I mean? But I will, especially in the evenings at night, I will sit there and I will do so much self-reflection, and I will go somewhere else in my mind. I will just go somewhere else, and I will be thinking about, okay, I will just come to so many revelations about myself and about life and about my relationships, my behaviors, my thought processes, etc., etc. I will just sit there and I will journal, and I will close my eyes and I will just think about things, and I will just be coming to one revelation, and then I'll have another revelation, and I'll be like, oh my god, and this and this and this, and it's like I'm just unlocking a lot of wisdom and knowledge, and I will just have one download and then another download and then another download. And it will last about an hour and a half or so, and I'll just be there and I'll just be getting all of this information. And honestly, I feel like a robot sometimes. I feel like I'm sat there downloading information, and then system override. Sometimes it gets to a point where I've just downloaded so much information at once that it's too much cognitive load. It's too much cognitive load that I've just experienced. That then my nervous system will go into a bit of a shock where it's like, oh, okay, too much. And that's when sometimes I've had panic attacks from I will be doing too much. I will be downloading too much information, too much self-reflection, too much revelations at once. That because I tend to, when I get in it, I then keep going and keep going and keep going. I like to go deeper and deeper and deeper until it quite literally breaks me and I'm like, whew, I can't do that anymore. So what I'm learning is how to how to know when to go, okay, that's enough, because I don't want to make my body go into overdrive. I don't want to spark my nervous system into a breakdown because I've just gathered too much information. Because I've just downloaded too much information at once. But what I noticed the other night, and this has happened quite a few times, but I think I predominantly noticed it the other night, where I went, this is something to think about. This is something to talk about. This is something to act on and remember. Whereas before I've kind of just gone, wonder what that was about. But now I'm like, oh, I know what that was about. So now I can work on it. Now I can discuss this. Was that I did it for like an hour and a half, where I was just downloading information. I was just self-reflecting for too much. I was going deeper and deeper and deeper. All these revelations, all of this random knowledge coming to me and things like that, that it got too much, that my nervous system then sparked. And I started getting a bit panicky and being like, what's going on? What's going on? I started getting anxiety, and I could feel that if I kept going, I would have a panic attack if I kept going. So now I was like, that's my body telling me that I'm done for now. I need to stop, and I need to come back into my human body and back into my reality and just be present now. Now it's time to ground and not be in that space of knowledge and wisdom and downloading information and self-reflecting and whatnot. Now it's time to go back into me, into the present, into physical reality. So I did, and I got up and I went and got myself some water and walked around the apartment for a little bit, and then watched one of my favourite shows. And I really just thought about it, and I was like, it's interesting how when you go deeper and deeper and deeper, you can get yourself into a spiral where if you're going more information, and more, and it goes, whoa, too much. And that could lead to your nervous system exploding. You could have a panic attack. It could cause, do you know what I mean? And I felt that if I was to keep going in that spiral, I would have a panic attack. So I was able to pull myself out of it and go, okay, back into physical reality, back into the present moment. Okay, interesting. Now we need to take myself away from that, and away from what just happened and where I was and the knowledge that I was getting, and I need to move away from that, and we can think about that another time. We can gather more information another time. You know what I mean? Again, I feel like a robot, an alien or something when I talk about it, but this is what I do, and this happens. I do this about like twice a week maybe, where I have like 2 nights a week where, you know, it will be nighttime and I will be sitting there and I get into this state where I do this. I wondered if that happens to anybody else. Anybody else does things like that, or I don't know, or if, you know, anybody else's experience where you're downloading too much information and you're doing so much self-reflection and so much like going deeper and deeper and deeper into your soul and into the underworld and the universe and the unknown, going so deep into the unknown that it gets to a breaking point where your physical body goes, too much, too soon, too much. We need to reel you back in, pull you back into the present. So now I know that, and I know that, you know, maybe I should do small pieces at a time. I should not sit there one night and go full deeper and deeper and deeper. I should go, that's enough, just so that my nervous system doesn't feel too overworked, you know. Anyway, I just want to talk about that. I don't think I've got any more to add to that. But yeah, let me know if you've ever experienced that, or if you got any questions. I don't really know what to say anymore. Okay, anyway, thank you for watching, if you did. Bye.